Afternoon to all the audience who have joined our seminar today. Welcome to our IP2Profit webinar. Today we are going to feature Tetra Pak. We are going to do a case study on Tetra Pak. We want to explore how Tetra Pak uses intellectual property to build its market position as one of the largest food packaging company in the world. A bit of introduction myself. I'm a lawyer for both Singapore, Malaysia, and also a patent agent, trademark and industrial design agent, introduced by Jai. I have been in the field for more than 20 years. I'm with Pintas IP Group, and we are present in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Brunei, in China, and also in US. Right? For the past 20 years, I have dedicated my work in the IP ecosystem. I do consulting, filing, managing, and also strategizing IP portfolio for clients across ASEAN countries. And this is my pleasure today to share with you how Tetra Pak uses intellectual property to build a world-leading food packaging empire. Okay, let's start with Tetra Pak, a short introduction to Tetra Pak. Yeah, in today's presentation, I'm going to share the remarkable story of how Tetra Pak revolutionized the food packaging industry. And we will examine how intellectual properties play a central role in Tetra Pak's journey from a single Swedish inventor to a global packaging icon. As you all know, right, Tetra Pak is a multinational food packaging and processing company. It is headquartered in Sweden and Switzerland, and the company offers packaging, food filling machines, and also processing for dairy products, for beverages, for ice cream, and also other prepared food. Yeah, this is a bit of background on Tetra Pak. And currently, Tetra Pak is the largest food packaging company in the world by sales. It is operating in more than 160 countries, and every year they sold over 178 billion packages in 2024. This is a statistic in 2024. Tetra Pak is not a publicly listed company. It's a privately owned company. It is privately owned by the family of late Rausin through a Swiss-based holding company, Tetra Lava. Right? This is the holding company. And Tetra Pak aseptic packaging technology has been called the most important food innovation, food technology in the 20th century by the Institute of Food Technologies and also by the Royal Society, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. So this is one of the most innovative food company in the world. Okay, let's look at the Tetra Pak innovation history. So Tetra Pak began with a very simple and a powerful vision. Its vision was to deliver food safe and fresh and efficiently to growing cities and growing population. In 1940, right, its founder, Ruben Rausin, collaborated with an inventor by the name of Eric Wallenberg. They came up with a radical idea. Yeah, the first invention from Tetra Pak is a tetrahedron shaped milk packaging. This tetrahedron milk packaging uses less material while improve the handling. And this tetrahedron subsequently laid the foundation for aseptic packaging. Tetra Pak filed their first patent in 1944, 70 years ago. The first patent was filed in 1994 to protect its innovation. And then from there, Tetra Pak expanded its patent portfolio with some milestone technologies like aseptic packaging in 1969. So what happened as one single invention has now become a global food packaging innovation platform. Right? It's a world innovation platform. It combines machinery, process, material, and system, and it shapes the future of the food packaging worldwide. Okay, so let's look at the impact of Tetra Pak. Let me just move the, okay. Okay, never mind. Let's look at the impact of Tetra Pak technology. What are the impact of technology, Tetra Pak technology? So Tetra Pak aseptic packaging technology change how we, right, access food. It makes perishable product safe to store for months without refrigeration, and it also saves major challenges in food safety, in logistics, and also distribution. So Tetra Pak's lightweight and space efficient compared to can, right? The canning is another solution, but Tetra Pak solution is lightweight. It is space efficient. It reduces transportation costs and also lowered the environmental impacts and enable the food to travel further than before. And milk and other liquid can now reach remote and underserved area, cutting waste and also improving nutrition for many. And what started with milk, right, also expanded to other kind of juices, to soup, to liquid food worldwide. And it drastically reshaped the global supply chain. So, you know, Tetra Pak, when we look at the invention of Tetra Pak, it's not only about packaging. It redefined how the food moves, how it lasts, and also nourishes people around the world. So, first, I would like to look into the strategic. What are the competitive strategy of Tetra Pak, right? So, we always refer to the Porter's, Professor Michael Porter's generic competitive strategy to analyze the competitive strategies of companies, right? So according to Michael Porter's the generic competitive strategy, a company can pursue one of the three options. Okay, they can pursue one of the three options. One is you can choose to be a cost leader. So if you are a cost leader, what you do is you offer things the cheapest, no frill, or you can pursue differentiation. Differentiation meaning you sell something uniquely desirable, and then you charge a premium for it. And thirdly, also you need to find a niche market. You need to focus on the niche market. So Professor Michael Porter says that you either choose to be a differentiator or a cost leader. You cannot be both at the same time. If you are both at the same time, then you are stuck in the middle. If you are stuck in the middle, then you are in a very poor competitive position. So what is the generic competitive strategy of Tetra Pak, right? So Tetra Pak is definitely a differentiator, right? Tetra Pak generic competitive strategy is to dominate the food packaging industry through differentiated technology-driven end-to-end solution, and it embed customers into a sustainable and high switching cost ecosystem, right? If you look at the competitive strategy, at the heart of the Tetra Pak strategy, you can find a powerful core, which is the aseptic technology. Yeah, this aseptic technology you can look at it as the core is sitting in the center, and it is surrounded, right? Around the core is the mold. Yeah, the mold is built on patent rights and also IP rights. And on top of intellectual property, Tetra Pak further enhances, right, its market position with end-to-end integration and high switching costs, right? So if any food manufacturer were to use Tetra Pak's solution, Tetra Pak doesn't sell single machine, right? It sells a complete closed loop supply chain that includes patented processing equipment and also the packaging products that is tightly linked to its manufacturing and also its distribution. So once a customer adopts the Tetra Pak system, everything works seamlessly, and switching away become very costly and risky. So IP protection and deep integration creates true differentiation for Tetra Pak, right? So as a result, right, what you see is a strong moat that protects the Tetra Pak's leadership. Competitors, right, if they want to compete, they can't just try to circumvent one machine or one product. They must circumvent the entire packaging ecosystem, right? So Tetra Pak is not competing only on packaging. It defends its long-term dominance. This is why, how it defends its long-term dominance in the food industry. Okay, and the strategy Canva, if you look at the strategy Canva, so you can, using the strategy Canva, you can see how Tetra Pak differentiates from its competitor. So Tetra Pak differentiates in aseptic leadership. It differentiates in integrated solution and also customer lock-in. Tetra Pak's competitive edge is not only on one superior packaging, but it is a deliberately designed end-to-end ecosystem. And it files patent on those areas to lock in the advantage, right? So afterwards you will see how Tetra Pak filed patents to lock in their innovation in the aseptic food technology, also on the integrated solutions, and by doing it, right, Tetra Pak reinforced in the areas where it outperforms the competitors. And these patents in different technology differentiation area creates a web of interdependent technologies that competitors cannot easily replicate. So ensuring that the customer who adopts Tetra Pak effectively, they buy into a closed loop system. In this way, Tetra Pak uses the patent not only to defend the product, but to entrench its market dominance and makes the differentiation difficult to challenge, right? So it's an end-to-end solution, and you have patents in all these components that make up the end-to-end solution. So this is how Tetra Pak compete. And next, right, we look at the economic moat, right? Warren Buffett helped develop this concept of economic moat. Warren Buffett wouldn't invest in companies that has no economic moat. Economic moat means you have a sustainable competitive advantage that protect a business over the long term. Warren Buffett wouldn't invest in a company that makes money only one time, right? You must be able to, you have a moat to protect your income from foreseeable future, your economic profit for foreseeable future. Well, for Tetra Pak, right, these moat are built from intangible assets like patents, proprietary technology, from the design, from the branding. Afterwards, we will look at some of those patents, some of those design and the branding, and how IP works as the Tetra Pak strongest moat. So indeed, right, intellectual property powers Tetra Pak's innovation engine and growth engine. So Tetra Pak relies on patents to protect some of the key functions. It uses trademarks to protect its brand identity, and also industrial design to protect its appearances, the appearances of some of its unique products. So together they safeguard Tetra Pak's ability to innovate freely and also to dominate commercially. Okay, so before we go into the Tetra Pak case studies, right, I think it's good and timely for us to revisit some of the basic of IP, right? Maybe some of the audience today, you are new to the world of IP. So here, right, we we look at patents. Today we are going to talk about patents, we're going to talk about trademark, we're going to talk about industrial design. So what is a patent? Patent protects invention. The patents can be a machine, it can be a process, it can be a composition. Copyrights protects content of your creative work. Trademarks protects your identity, your brand, your name, your promises to the customers. Trade secrets protect know-how that give you an edge, right? So in essence, all this intellectual property transform your idea into assets. Before the registration, idea is very fluid. Anybody can copy, but by going through the registration, IP become a legal asset. It gives the company a monopoly, the right to sell, to make, and also to use commercially. And this right is effective within the jurisdiction and within a time frame. So Tetra Pak master this playbook. Every piece of technology, any new brands, any new product is well shaded by IPs. And without the IP protection, innovations slip away. But with IP, innovations become important assets, right? And then before I go into the IP, the Tetra Pak's patents, I would like to also share the how value have moved over the last 5 decades, right? If you look at this chart prepared by Ocean Tomo, it shows that in 1975, only 17% of the S&P 500 values come from intangible assets. Intangible assets are things like your patent, your software, your brand, your data. Today, the rest in 1975, 80% of your value comes from tangible assets like your factory, your inventory, your machinery. But moving fast forward to today, the world has completely flipped. By 2020, the intangible asset makes up 90% of your corporate value. 9 out of $10 of value comes from your ideas, from your innovation, intellectual properties, technologies, database, and not your physical assets. So companies that invest in protecting, in developing, in monetizing the intangible assets are the ones that can scale faster, they can compete globally and stay resilient in this difficult time. And the value, this is the value landscape of today, and this is where tomorrow's winner will be built. Okay, and then what are the two functions of IP? First, IP for all the IP owners, you need IP to create a barrier to entry, right? It stops competitors from copying your innovation, and it gives you a protected space to grow and also to invest, to attract investment. If you want to get investment from investors, they want to see that you have a strong economic moat, and this is where this first function comes in, is a legal barrier of entry. And the secondly, it gives you a freedom to operate, meaning it ensures that when you file a patent or file a brand, a trademark, you wouldn't be challenged, you wouldn't be blocked, because you would not be infringing somebody else's rights if you secure the rights through your IP, your idea through an IP. So intellectual property protects your innovation from others, and also protect your business from risk, right? It keeps competitors out and allow you to move forward. So these are the key functions of IPs. Okay, now we go into patent, right? So patent, before I go into some of the key patents, also do a little bit of basic of patents. If you look at the patents, you break it down, you can tell that patent at the very essence, right? It's a combination game. Yeah, it's how you combine what is already existing into something new that no one saw coming, right? If you look at the 3M POSIT tag, if you look at the Xerox photocopying machine, if you look at Tetra Pak aseptic packaging process, what we are going to talk about today, or you look at the Pfizer's Viagra, it can be an article, it can be a machine, it can be a process, it can be a composition, but they are all a combination, right? It is not inventing from the scratch. It is about rethinking and recombining the existing element in a new way. And innovation happens, right, when you connect the existing dot in a new way to solve an industrial pain point. A good example will be 3M POSIT, paper and glue, recombined together into a single product. Then you can have a patented product that can help you to dominate a big market. Today, aseptic technology from Tetra Pak is also the same thing, right? It's combining things in a new way, how you do packaging in a new way, using the existing technology, but recombine, and this new combination can be owned through a patent. Okay, so in order to be patentable, your invention has to be new, your combination has to be new, the invention has to be useful, can work, and also deliver a better result, inventive. These are the three requirements. So now we're going to look at the core of the Tetra Pak's innovation. You can download this handbook through the QR code to download some of those key patents. And each of the technology that you will see, they are all secured by patent rights. Yeah, you can download this handbook and take a look at some of the patent I'm going to explain to you. Okay, so these are the statistics of Tetra Pak's patent. The slide explains why Tetra Pak is not is so hard to compete with. They filed 1,800 patents continuously since 1940s. The patents do not protect one product. They protect the entire value chain from material to machine to processing to automation to the end product, right? So to compete, a competitor does not need to buy, cannot just bypass one single part. You need to have a parallel ecosystem to compete with Tetra Pak. And geographically, the patent sits where the revenue is, right? And Tetra Pak filed heavily in Europe, in US, in China, in Japan, and the direction is clear, right? Over the years, technology has moved, starting from aseptic leadership to digital solution to sustainable material, and we're going to study some of these patents. Okay, so I would like to start now with some of the key patents by Tetra Pak. This is the first patent. This is all where it starts. Tetra Pak tetrahedron cartons, patented in 1944. It's simple, but it changed the world food distribution. This solution, it used less material, it seals safely, light and portable, and it eventually paved the way for aseptic packaging, right? What started, right? This technology, what started as a simple innovation, eventually grow into an infrastructure for food preservation and distribution, to bring nutrition to many in different corners of the world, right? So this is the first invention. This invention was patented in Sweden. This is the patent covering this invention. This patent is about how to do packaging in one continuous flow, right? So instead of making one pack at a time, so what you do is you create a tube, you fill the tube, you seal the tube in one ongoing process using transverse heat sealing, and you fold that into shape. So the result is you have speed, you have skill, and you turn manufacturing into something you make you more competitive. So this is the claim, right? This is the claim. It's translated from the Swedish language, right? If you look at the claim, it's a method of forming packaging by first, you wrap it and you make into a tube, and then you flatten the end in perpendicular plane. You seal one end, and then you fix them and form into a tetrahedron shape, right? So, and what is the brilliant about this invention is the economics. There's no waste, right? No trimming. You don't have to cut any parts. It's a continuous process. You can higher output, and you can have also full utilization. Nothing is lost. So you have something lower cost, faster throughput, and also scalable. So this is the first invention that put Tetra Pak on the map. And then come after that is the quantum leap invention, which is the aseptic technology. This is not only an invention, right? It's the gold standard for food preservation and distribution. So this idea was simple. This technology was branded as Tetra Bricks, right? The idea was simple, right? But it was an important idea. How could the food stay fresh without refrigeration, right? And then the answer, right? The solution led to one of the most important food innovation of the 20th century. Okay, so the Tetra Pak processing redefine food safety, right? Unlike canning, there's another solution, canning, where the products and the packages are sterilized. They put in and then sterilize together, right? So canning require heavy metal, require a lot of heat to deliver maximum durability, and it's heavy, and then you consume a lot of heat. Whereas Tetra Pak, right, what they do is they sterilize the product and the package separately, and then you only combine them in a sterile environment. So what Tetra Pak uses is a lightweight aseptic technology to protect taste, nutrients, and efficiency. This separation, right, are the key to superior hygiene and also quality. When filled with the UHT treated food, you can, such as milk, your juice, preserved food, the result is powerful, right? The product can remain shelf stable for up to a year without refrigeration, and in the process, eliminate cold chain, cut the distribution cost and the storage cost, reduces environmental impact, and then extend the shelf life. So this is the invention. Sterilize separately and pack them in a sterilized atmosphere. And this is protected in this patent that define a true end-to-end aseptic packaging. So what happened in this patent, right, which was filed in 1969, the packaging material sterilized, and then without leaving the sterile environment, you form into a tube, and then you are filled in by those sterilized drinks in an uninterrupted flow. There's no breakage, there's no break, there's no exposure. From sterilization to sealing, everything happened in a protected chain, right? So it is a full aseptic process where contamination has no entry point. So this is the claim, right? This is a combination owned by Tetra Pak. As I said, right, patent allow you to own a combination of steps. So this is a method patent. So it has several elements that they put together. First, you sterilize the material. A method for aseptic packaging, you sterilize the packaging material by moving it through a sterilization bath, right? Then you open up the material, you sleep while it is still under the sterilization liquid so that you can fill in the drinks, and you transfer to a sterile zone, and then you form it into a tube, right? You form into a tube, and then you start filling the tube, and you seal it, and you cut it, right? So this is the process of protecting this aseptic packaging through this combination of steps, and this combination of steps, they are owned through a patent. And in essence, the process, right? Sterilize, you open, you take a form, you fill, and then you seal in a continuous workflow. So then next is you have a packaging, you need to put in the spout, the caps, right? So how do you do it? So Tetra Pak filed this patent, and this patent filed in 1999 is just-in-time sterility. So spout or caps are sterilized second before use, and they are guided, they are positioned along a track, and then they will be mounted, and they will be joined to the packaging. So this is the patent claims, right? This is the claim of this patent that allowed the caps to be installed into the packaging, where you have instead of, like, sterilize the spout randomly, you put them in a storage bin, and then there's a guide assembly to present the spout one at a time. Then you sterilize the spout assembly, and also transfer the sterilized to the next processing step, which is to link to add to the packaging. So this is the process that you allows the the spout, the sterilized spout, to be installed onto the packaging. And in this particular patent, right, Tetra Pak also innovate on the chemistry. This patent talks about a two-step approach to sterility. First, you clean using a high-strength chlorine, and then to eliminate the contaminants. And then after cleaning, you use a hydrogen peroxide to deactivate it, so that as a result, the surface will be the bacteria will be sterilized without harmful residue left behind, right? So in hindsight, these are old technology. In hindsight, this must be something very obvious now, but they were the one who started this, using the cleaning and then neutralize using another chemical. And this is the claim, the process that do the cleaning, the chemical cleaning. First, you have this active chlorine at a certain concentration, certain temperature, then you treat it with hydrogen peroxide to neutralize the residue chlorine. So this is the controlled chlorine chemistry, combination of steps with the certain composition to safely neutralize the leftover, so that there's no harmful carryover of those chemicals. So these are the patents filed by Tetra Pak. And that Tetra Pak, on top of the cleaning, the sterilization process, also patent the packaging material, layer by layer of the packaging material. They are all engineered, they are all patented, right? So by owning the material, Tetra Pak is trying to create a complete ecosystem. So you need to buy this material from them. You can't buy from outside. So it's patented and they own it. And at the heart of this patent, right, is they improve the way, right, you can keep the material sterile, right, until the last minute. It will remain sterile. So how to achieve it? The solution is described in this patent, which was filed 1984. Yeah, so the packaging material comes in the form of a smart laminate with the sterile polyethylene layer on the inside. But this sterile polyethylene layer that touches the food, right, doesn't stay exposed. It is sealed off by a thin protective film that keeps it completely clean, right, during handling. Only at the critical moment where you want to fill in the drink, right, this film is peel away, right? When it is peel away, then it will touches the sterile surface just in time, right? So this solution allows the food only touches the sterile surface and is not exposed too early. So this is one seamless flow. The material is formed and then filled, right? So this is this process lock out contamination. So this is the method to ensure that. So when you do lamination, you have this bonding paper and plastic layer, and you have an internal polyethylene coating. And this internal polyethylene coating is overlaid by a thin extruded plastic layer. And these layers are bonded in a peelable and bacterial side manner. So it's easily peelable, the extra plastic layer. So you only peel it away when you fill in the food. So by doing that, you ensure, no contamination comes in, right, before the food touches the inner surface. So another patent on material filed by Tetra Pak is to add strength to the material, and this is covered by this patent. So Tetra Pak strengthened the material by engineering the material by many tiny intersecting ridges, right? And this structure add strength and stiffness without extra weight, right? This is how it works, right? If you can see, yeah, this one, it is a flexible packaging material made from heat sealable plastic, but with texture surface of small bumps and indentation, right, on one side. And these bumps and indentation create the ridges that make the material stronger and more rigid, but doesn't make it heavier, right? So So this is one of the way this technology, this material is protected. And next, I want to move into also to how Tetra Pak protect the user experience, right? So this user experience is the moment of truth. How when you consume the food, right? How smoothly can the consumer uses the food? So this patents and innovation that improve user experience. This patent solve a problem, right? How you can prevent uneven jerky pour. When you pour drinks from the carton, how to make sure the flow is smooth. So what Tetra Pak has done is they separate the liquid flow from the incoming air. So you create two paths, one for the water to go out, one for the air to come in, right? For air venting. So because of that, right, you have a smooth interrupted. So this is protected in this particular patent, this combination where you have a container and then you have a pouring spout, you have a severable end you can tear open, and then you have a emptying ducts for the liquid to come out, air ducts for the air to come in, and this flow connection so that you have a dual channel, liquid and air can come in and there will be no jerky pouring, right? So this is also a feature that we take for granted, but it's patented by Tetra Pak. Next, right, in 1991, what happened was there was a computer age. Computer start to come in. Now we are at the AI age, but in 1999, computers start to come in. And what Tetra Pak did was Tetra Pak moved right from just selling the product to delivery a entire suite of integrated food packaging solution. So this happened in 1991, right? So this integrated packaging solution was protected in this patent filed in 2013. It transformed in packaging process into a smart synchronized system. So all the machines in this plug and play smart packaging system, right? They are connected, they are coordinated using software. So you have a central controller that keeps the machine move in perfect harmony. You can adapt in real time. You can adjust as needed. You optimize the working. So the result is a seamless operation that work faster, smarter as one single unit. And again, this strengthen the dependency, system dependency. Once you buy the machine, you have to continue buying from them because it's all integrated into one. And how was this protected, right? This is again a software related patent. It's a combination of steps. You have a smart packaging system, smart packaging line, right? Comprising of you have the machine, the filling machine, the downstream distribution machine, all linked into by conveyor, each with its control software. And these are all coordinated by a central line controller over a shared network through an intranet, for example. And at its core, you have this control parameter. In this patent, it is called a recipe. And this recipe, this control parameter equipment has its own recipe that drive the machine, and the line, one line recipe define the final product, the required machine and the parameter. So you have a recipe manager that brings all together. So now this whole machine, right, this whole production line can be a synchronized parameter-driven operation and can be controlled with a push of a button. So this is enabled by the software control. So next, right, ESG, the world become more ESG conscious. So Tetra Pak will have to follow the trend. So Tetra Pak turns to sustainability in 2015, right? Start to develop the world first fully renewable packaging, Tetra Racks. They are called Tetra Racks, right? So what happened is in this is filed as a patent protected by this patent. So replaces the petrol-based plastic with plant-based material. And then without compromising the performance, they use sugarcane derived polymer and they can match the strength of the traditional plastic. So as a result, right, Tetra Pak launched the world first renewable recyclable cartons with lower carbon footprint and also environmentally more friendly. right? So this is the claim of the patent, right? What was protected is a combination of, you have a deco layer, you have a bulk layer on one side, and a heat sealable layer on the opposite side. And all these are made of bio-based carbon carton of at least 80%. You have paper, which is recyclable, and then you have bio-based plastic, which is recyclable. So it makes the whole carton recyclable. And also next is they move to accelerate further, right? What happened is Tetra Pak also go through innovation like using electron beam to do sterilization to replace the traditional carbon-based cleaning, and creating a more greener alternative. And this patent that uses the electron beams, they are used to clean the inside and the outside during the filling process. And as a result, you have a more safer and also chemical-free sterilization. And this is protected by this particular patent, right? You can read this combination of how the electron beam emitters create electron to clean the inside and the outside. So these are all the patents that we have time to discuss today. Next, I would like to look into design, right? Another important dimension is protection of the aesthetic. We talk about utility that protects the function. Now we look at the design that protects the visual appearances, right? So how was this visual? How we only have time for one example, right? So when Tetra Pak protects the innovation, they do not only protect the technology, they also look beyond the engineering, they look at the design, right? One good example is this Tetra Prima, Tetra Prisma aseptic, right? This is how Tetra Pak adopts a holistic approach to industrial design protection. So in 2013, when this flagship Tetra Prisma design was launched, the Prima, the flagship, the original design was protected by the European Registered Design 2282137, right? This is the basic design that protects the iconic octagonal shape, the geometry, the overall element that define the identity of the product. And instantly when you see this, you know it's from Tetra Pak. But Tetra Pak did not stop at the primary design, right? They built a comprehensive design shield around the entire ecosystem. Variants of the design are also protected. So you can see there are two variants, right? So how are the variants different, right? So you have these variants. You have these variants that these are, what Tetra Pak did was they changed the height to width ratio. So change the height to width ratio, and then Tetra Pak also changed some of the age treatment, and all these variants are also protected alongside the primary design, so that this is a defensive strategy. Same visual family, but changing the ratio and make sure that there's no easy walk around. And by doing this, right, build a strong and design protection across its portfolio. And also beyond the variants and the primary design, also protects the cap version. So they put in a cap. They also protect design on the cap, on the variants. So this is the consumer interaction point, right? So you want to protect that. And also at the same time, they protect the flattened preformed packaging design, right? Preformed packaging design was also protected. This is the invisible stage before the carton takes shape. So this is to protect the folding logic, right? Making it harder for the competitors to replicate. So all this design, this is just one product, right? All the Tetra Pak's family of products are protected in that way. The variant, the primary, the folding, the cap version, they are all protected, right? So this is a complete design protection ecosystem. Okay, so this is the design. Next, we look at the trademark. The trademark is brand, right? You want to protect the brand identity, then you have to do trademark protection. So how are the Tetra Pak protect its brand? You look at the brand architecture of Tetra Pak, you can divide their brand into three layers. One is a house brand that applies across all the products, house brand. You have the packaging format brand, and then you have the technology solution brand, three categories of brand. Let me explain further, right? What are the house brand? So house brand are the Tetra Pak and also the slogan, protect what's good, right? It protects the brand promises, like your reliability and safety, and it is used across all the products. Then you have these packaging formats brand. Packaging formats, for example, Prisma, bricks, racks. These are the packaging formats brand. So this turns the technical design into name specifiable products. And this, when the patent expire, right? Patent for the design expire, the brand can continue. You can still continue to own the name Prisma, bricks. Other people cannot use, even though patent lasts for 20 years. But the bricks brand can last for many years, right? You can just renew the brand. So they protect the packaging formats brand, and also underlying all this, they also will have technology brands. Technology brands are names like aseptic that we saw just now, eBeam, the electronic cleaning, Office OS, the integrated solution. So it makes the complex system clear and upgradable. So if the client wants to grow future, to move, to upgrade to a more advanced version, they have a name also over there. So this is how these brands are being protected. They reinforce one another. So you have a house brand to enable that, trust and adoption. Format to lock in your demand, and technology name to protect the future upgrades. So this is an entire branding ecosystem, right, that Tetra Pak is using. So next, we would like also to look at the different brand and the different classes, right? At the center, you have Tetra Pak. It is registered in all the classes. Tetra Pak house brand is the anchor of trust. Then you have this product brand and technology brand, Tetra Bricks, Prisma, Aseptic, and they are all protected in they are specific classes. And the relevant classes to Tetra Pak's machinery under class 7, packaging material 16, container 20, 40 are processing and services. Right. So again, if you look at this branding strategy, it's not protecting one product, but an entire ecosystem. Okay, so I think with that, it's 2:56. I will come to the end of my presentation for today. Not yet. There's one more slide. Yeah. Okay, so this is like the achievement or the financial performance of Tetra Pak. 70 years from near zero to a global sales of 12.8 billion euro business. So what is the real driver? It's not just product, but it's a long-term innovation and IP strategy. Tetra Pak does not only patent a carton, it protects the entire filling system, the material, the machine, the end product, and then they are all tied together with industrial design and also trademark. And this create a closed and integrated system, right? When a consumer buy a Tetra Pak machine, they have to rely on Tetra Pak for material. They have to rely on Tetra Pak for their services and upgrade. And also the end product that you produce is also protected by Tetra Pak. So if you use a competitor's product solution to come up with an end packaging product, you might also be liable for infringement. So even as the patent expired, right, the system lock-in still sustain the demand, and over time the revenue grow. So every installation for Tetra Pak is not a one-off sale, right? It is just the start of a long-term relationship. So this is how you are going to lock in. So intellectual property play an important role. It doesn't protect only innovation, but is in an ecosystem that can ensure recurring value for decades. Okay, so with that, I come to the end.